Amanda Murphy.
Hello and welcome to the Premier Ultimate League Championship weekend here in Washington, D.C. In the first semifinals matchup earlier, we saw Midwest Division winner Minnesota Strike go up against New York Gridlock. Gridlock coming on top 2013, securing a spot in the finals tomorrow. In the second semis, we have East Division winner DC Shadow facing Raleigh Radiance. I'll be commentating the game. My name is Asako Yamamoto, together with Jimmy Matsunaga. Hi, Jimmy.
Hi. Very excited to commentate this game. This will be an exciting matchup between Raleigh Radiance and DC Shadow, teams that are very familiar with each other.
Yes.
Yeah, they saw each other here just a couple of weeks ago during the regular season. DC won that game by just 3 points.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago they had already secured a spot in the championships. But this is going to be a little bit different because this isn't all out. I feel like in the earlier game they had didn't want to show everything because they knew they were going to play each other again in 2 weeks, and in fact they are. So this will be an exciting game.
Exciting to see that new stuff by DC Shadow.
And here are the standings as the regular season ended. As you can see, Raleigh Radiance winning the South Division, Shadow winning the East Division, 5-1. Shadow with an impressive eye-popping 46-point difference in their games with a strong 5-1 record. As you said, Jimmy, these teams know each other really well, and it'll be really interesting. And we have 2 players that we want to highlight as players to watch in this game. Coming up first is number 37, Claire Trope. Almost a household name at this point, garnering 16 goals, 8 assists, 7 blocks, even with missing a game. She comes in clutch in so many situations at only 24 years old.
A relentless cutter. She's going to be mostly on the D line for Shadow this game, but I would not be surprised to see her crossover and play some O-line, especially with receiving catches like that.
She's a threat all over the field.
She was a World Games player in this last cycle that won gold in Birmingham, Alabama, representing Team USA.
Mm-hmm. And played really well there.
Incredible. And
then the second player that we want to highlight as a player to watch is Gina Titcomb from Raleigh Radiance.
Gina Titcomb has been playing the game for a very long time. Originally from Seattle, Washington, she just moved to the Triangle area, and this is her first year playing on Radiance. She does it all. She's a fantastic receiver with good size, and also a great thrower.
Very versatile player, making her presence known all over the field. 4 goals, 11 assists, 6 blocks. And I think this is also with missing 2 games, so that's impressive statistics. I'm sure she's enjoying her first season with Raleigh Radiance. Okay, and we will be right back.
What are they, spaceships from Mars? No, they're frisbees. Watch it soar. It flies way around like a bird. You can even run for a pass. You can play all kinds of games. Isn't it amazing? Frisbee Flying Saucer. Yours at toy, drug, and department stores.
The Discraft Ultrastar is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. Discraft, the world leader in disc sports.
This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Spin Ultimate. Spin Ultimate providing custom team uniforms and ultimate apparel since 2007. Visit Spin on the web at spinultimate.com. Welcome back. Welcome back to the second semis in the PUL Championship weekend. DC Shadow coming in strong with a 5-1 record and an eye-popping 46-point difference. Raleigh Radiance with a 4-2 record and a 10-point difference, but also a divisional 3-0 record. These teams know each other really well, as we said before. It'll be interesting to see how this game compares to the game played here 2 weeks ago, when both teams had already secured a spot in the championship games and were sort of feeling each other out, as they didn't want to go all out, but they wanted to win.
Yeah, I think that maybe we'll see some new looks strategically in this game as both teams vie for that second spot in the finals of the PUL Championship weekend happening tomorrow.
Looks like Allison Maddox is starting with pulling the disc for DC Shadow, starting on defense with their traditional defense line.
PUL is sponsored by Discraft, the official disc sponsor of the PUL.
It's a good
Ashley
throw.
Powell picking up the disc, centering it, looking reset, back in the middle of the field. Radiance being patient, finding their chemistry with each other on this first offensive point of the game. They move it back towards the middle of the field, a nice grab, moving it laterally, looking to the end zone, but it gets looked off. And there we go, a nice offensive hold for
Nice.
Raleigh Radiance on the first point of the semifinal.
smooth offense.
Just
No
clean-
turnovers.
A nice clean hold.
It looks like they changed up their offensive line a little bit.
Goal scored
But
by Raleigh Radiance.
worked out very well for them.
11-11.
Yeah, Tina Titcomb on that O-line there. Claire Riviere in this replay. Ashley Powell with the disc. And a nice throw. Georgia Say with a goal there.
Nice
Yeah.
aggressive cutting from Georgia Say. I feel like Ashley Powell has traditionally been on the D-line handle for them, so this is a change-up. This might be one of the tricks that they weren't going to show us that they're coming out with. Now, let's see what Shadow can answer back with. Shadow with their, I think, looking like a standard offensive line for them. Claire France,
Carolyn Normile, Lizzie Laurie, Kat Ritzman, Marge Walker, Blaze Sevier, and Shirley Wall there.
So this will be handled by Shirley and Carolyn Normile and Marge Walker. It's a good rolling pull. Marge Walker picks it up. A little give go action.
Marge Walker, she's been a fantastic handler for this DC Shadow offense. A really steady presence and takes big shots, not afraid to look to the end zone with her throws.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a breakout season for her.
Yeah, definitely a good pickup for DC Shadow. I believe this is her first year on the team. She just moved to the area from Minnesota, here in the DMV for grad school. And we see Carolyn Normile just outside of their end zone. Marge Walker with a disc, looking at field, getting it to Lizzie Laurie.
Nice little break.
Pump fakes. They're being nice and patient.
Lizzie with a score. Quick upline from Kat Ritzman. Kat with the lefty backhand because she's a lefty to Lizzie Lore. Lizzie, I feel like, has shifted her role from pure handler to more of a downfield player, being super effective for Shadow this season.
Definitely. She has good size and is a great target to hit, very decisive, and works hard to get the disc.
And very good hands. The lefty backhands look so good when you're a lefty. Kat Ritzman, Minnesota transplant, but it's been in DC for several years now. Powerful player. So both teams with a smooth offensive start. Let's see what happens on this third point.
Both teams working their unders a lot while on offense. No big shots taken quite yet, but both teams perfectly content to reset the disc and hit their open unders.
It looks like a different D line coming in for DC Shadow. Ashley Powell moving to the O-line might have to do with Bridget Meisner having a foot injury and not being able to play.
It's definitely an important player for them to be missing, one of their heavy hitters.
A nice down the line gainer centering to Ashley Powell. Oh, it looks like a block, but foul is called. Liv Monroe with good reactions, but maybe there was some contact there.
And it looks like it's not contested, so Ashley Powell will get it in with a stall of 0.
That's a good mark, looking for the reset. It's a good trust reset. Switching fields, and the switching fields is very effective. It's hard to contain when the switching fields happens very quickly.
Raleigh Radiance goal scored by number 2,
Claire Bigagary Curtis
Curtis.
ready for that swing
Time of the goal,
and a
9:18.
well-timed cut.
Yeah, great action to the break side. Having your defender on the total opposite side, once the disc is swinging, definitely makes it easier for the offense when it starts moving in that direction to keep the ball rolling. And you saw it resulted in a nice goal there.
So far, very smooth points from both teams. All offensive points, no turnovers. A little bit of another look on the defensive line
Observers make active calls
for,
in or out of bounds,
Raleigh
pitching
Radiance.
up or down when a player is in or out of the
Same
end zone,
offensive
offside
line
when
for
they
Shadow, looks
You'll hear
like.
their whistle when they make an active call. When there's a player-initiated call on the field,
It's getting, the sun is getting a little bit slanty, so I see that the players trying to look hard to see who they're lining up against.
Yes, that may affect the next couple of points here as the sun is setting.
The angle of the sun, especially going away from the center, is going to be a bit. On the other hand, the wind has stopped a little bit. Oh no, the flag is still moving quite a bit. All right. Marge Walker walking the disc. Pull landed a little bit out of bounds. Zimmerman on defense. Right away to Lizzie Lore. Back to Marge.
And we see Lizzie back here in the handler set.
It's a little bit of a change.
Yeah. Kind of setting that front of the stack.
It's a nice little movement from Marge Walker. It looked a little tight there for a second, but Kat Ritzman with a steady reset. And then cutting up line right away. And a short little throw into the end zone to secure a goal. Very smooth goals. Kath Ratcliffe with a goal. She's right there in the end zone, ready for that little dishy.
And so far this game, we have 4 clean holds. 2 points from Raleigh Radiance, 2 points from DC Shadow. Both teams but perfectly contained to take those open looks upfield and just walk it right up the field for a goal.
It's interesting to see Kath Ratcliffe scoring on Bella from Raleigh Radiance. Bella just finished high school, so it's the wealth of variety of players in this league is heartening to see.
That is really wonderful. That's such great insight. Kind of thinking about Kath Radcliffe, one of those players who has been a stalwart in DC Ultimate, playing with Scandal for many years, and then playing on DC Shadow here with a high schooler matching up on her. That's so fun to see that in this game.
So I see Claire Trope coming into this D line now. Maybe they're trying to power it up a little bit. Try to disrupt offense. Erica Birdsong, also another college UNC player. Bit of a breakout star, I think, this college season. A big throw that we haven't seen yet. Is she going to make it? Oh, but it's deflected.
By Cami Groom.
Cami Groom, this week came back from a 4-month stay in Taiwan. Came back just in time for the championships. Already making her presence known. That's the first turnover this game.
A player that is incredibly fast, great athlete, quick. Also another World Games player. So DC is really adding to their heavy hitters on the team by adding Cami Groom as the third World Games player on their roster.
Zoom, zoom, Cami Groom. Shifts over to Lisa Dang. Claire Trope toes the line. A little inside to Lisa. Another little undercut from Ashley Buke. She's looking deep. She's looking deep. And she sends it to Allie Wallace, who bobbles the... I think there's the foul call, no contest.
So Allie will pick up the disc just outside of the end zone, and now DC Shadow will have a chance for a break here, the first one in the game.
I think Allie was told to check the ground. She looked up. DC knocking on the door of a break. Resets. Right to Claire. A little inside to Cami Groom. These two are housemates.
So fun. That probably plays into a little bit of the chemistry, knowing what the other person wants.
Lizzie Laurie also in that house. So that's a powerhouse right there.
Certainly.
So that's the first break of the game. DC comes with the first break. I feel like the rhythm of the game just got disrupted a little bit there in an interesting way. All right.
Yeah, Gina Titcomb airing it out for a nice big backhand, and then Cami Groom with a help defense.
Yes.
Coming from the far
yeah,
side
it wasn't
for
her
that
person.
block.
She just found it right above her.
And then we have DC just outside of their red zone, and she gets the bookends, getting
That's
the goal
right.
there.
That's a nice way to welcome herself back to DC.
Welcome back, Cami Groom. We're happy to have you.
All right, now Raleigh's going to have to protect this offensive point and then look for their own break. Let's see how they go. Looks like Alex Barnett is encouraging her team, lying right there. Such a mature college player. Looks like the pull has landed inbounds, centering it to Ashley Powell. Looking for the reset. Barnett is there. Oh, and a great layout block from Allison Maddox. Allison Maddox coming back from having a child or two. Oh! And
Are
it's
they
up.
going to call it in?
Is she in or not?
You see the Radiance player
Yes.
pointing that it was out of bounds, but it looks like the observer ruled it in, and that's a second break for DC Shadow.
Wow, 2 in a row. That was a very, very good catch by Erin McCann. She's such a heads-up player. I think it was a little bit of an overthrow, but Erin McCann was there to pick it up. 2 breaks in a row. That's a very big.
Yeah, they definitely have shifted the momentum of the game in their favor for DC Shadow with those 2 breaks. The D-line really making statements.
Allison Maddox flying through the air for that block.
Fully horizontal.
And then, it missed Allison, but Erin McCann is there. And the observer was in a perfect spot to make the call.
Yeah, these observers are making active in and out calls, meaning that if they say the disc is in, it's in. That's not a player-decided call. The observers will make that call of whether the disc is in or out.
So here now Shadow jumps forward to a little bit of a lead. Next D-line coming in. Annalise Peters with the big pull. That's a lot of airtime. Defense coming in. Annalise Peters coming in fast. She's putting a big mark to try to prevent big throws from Alex Barnett. Erica Birdsong Back to Ashley Powell. It's floating a little bit, but Dawn Colton secures it, and Dawn Colton releases a big throw. And Maddie, Maddie gets it, but
Radiance able to hold on to
Caitlin
that.
Gross able to hold on to it. That was great reaction from Caitlin Gross. Good defensive effort from Maddie, but Caitlin Gross able to secure it.
And these are incredible players. These are the best players from DC and from the Triangle area. And on this play, number 45 stays with the play. Even though it's still in the air, it gets blocked by the DC player, but they pick it up on the second attempt and then throw the assist to Chena Titcomb.
Maddie Boyle with a great defensive effort there. But Caitlin Gross, very heads-up play. All right. Still a hold, though. Still a hold. So now the O-line's job is to maintain the clean offense that they've been playing and let the D-line go there and go crazy.
Yeah, really bringing that intensity and that energy to the game. So it's good to give them a break and get the O-line back out here.
Yes. This is a strong D-line from not UNC, Raleigh Radiance. I just saw several UNC players, so that was a slip of a tongue. It looks like they're doing a little bit of a junkie. Grace Connerly staying in the lane as the disc moves, not covering the reset so much. A break from Lizzie Lore goes astray. That's the first offensive turnover for DC Shadow. Grace Connolly picks it up and shoots it. Can Lizzie Lore get it back? No, Dawn Colton catches it, and that's a break back right there.
She's making eyes at her teammate, letting them know when she's running to the end zone, she wants the disc.
Yes, Grace Connolly and Dawn Colton, UNC teammates. They know each other very well. Teresa Yu there, also another teammate. So many of them on this team.
Recent national champions in the college division.
Yes, three-peat. College division, three-peat. That didn't seem to tire them out at all. Ready for the next one.
Incredible.
Dawn is such a good receiver, always aware of where she is.
Fantastic.
That's the first break back. They still need another one. And now DC. Oh, putting Claire Trope onto the O-line now. A little bit of an adjustment. Recognizing that they need to pull ahead again. When you cross over players like Claire Trope, you obviously are making the defense adjust to that. So it must be nice to have those cards in your hand.
Most certainly.
Centering it to Marge Walker. Nada's cutting, but Marge doesn't like that. Claire coming back again. Relentless cutter. Centering again to Marge. Now hits Nada. Tremonti. Servier. Doesn't like the long. Oh. The reset gets blocked. Now Raleigh Radiance with a second chance at another block. This is very exciting back and forth. Again, the mood of the game has shifted a little bit, the rhythm. I feel like Radiance is sensing some opportunities here.
Definitely. I think after those couple of breaks, now the teams are bringing more intensity to the game.
They're breaking it, and they secure it. Another consecutive break to Justine Neville.
And now we are back on serve. Raleigh Radiance getting both of those breaks back here in the first quarter.
This is excellent playing by both teams. Raleigh Radiance going down early 2 breaks, but then immediately fighting back and clawing them back.
Really playing tight person defense. I'm curious to see if there are any other defensive looks that will happen during this game, but right now we're just seeing straight matchup person defense from both sides.
And I feel like there's been a lot of effort to make those resets very hard for DC, and it's been working.
I think that is a signature component of Triangle Area Ultimate. That's one thing that any player from the Triangle Area, they can play shut down, handler defense with great positioning, great heads up awareness of where the disc is and when their person is the person who's active.
Okay, this is more of a D line coming in to play offense for DC Shadow, it looks like, with Ashley Buke, Annalise Peters, Claire Trope.
Bit of a hybrid line.
Yes. Annalise. She has some big throws in her arsenal.
And we see a different look now from Raleigh Radiance. This looks more like maybe a 3-3-1 zone look.
To try to stop the big plays. Ashley Butte coming back for it. Annalise Peters is open. Can they get it to her? Yes, they do. Not liking that look. They're being very careful with the disc. Back to Lisa.
Just taking open looks. Oh, a nice lateral pass there.
Allie Wallace. Back to Lisa. To Annalise. Nada's rushing in, but it's a little bit tight. So Annalise Peter wisely chooses. Oh, Ashley Buke toe the line. Nice catch by Ashley. Senders it back to Lisa. Oh, Claire's open, but chooses. Nice fake there to move the mark. Claire. DC being very careful here. I think they know the value of this point. As I say it, Lisa throws it to an Annalise Peters.
Annalise just standing in the open space in the back corner of the end zone. I think a really unique component of that D point by Radiance is they stayed in that zone look all the way to the end zone. And it definitely gave DC pause. They stopped to reassess their offense, but they made a nice adjustment and secured the goal.
This was a nice catch by Annalise, coming under pressure from the furiously incoming Raleigh Radiance player. Securing it. That was an important point. That was an important hold for them after 2 breaks.
Most certainly.
D-line, offensive line, getting the job done.
Yeah, it's showing that those D-line players can play both sides of the disc. They can play defense and they can go out and take care of the disc on offense as well.
These players are so good on both sides. All right, there's Erica Birdsong, Gina Titcomb, Alex Barnett. So now this D-line is now hunting for another break.
And it looks like they have some players that were out on that last point, so they're coming back out to play this defensive point. Let's see if they can take care of it quickly.
There's Jess O on the mark on Ashley Powell. Reset calmly, resets back. And then shoots. Testing Claire Trope.
It looks like there's a foul call. Maybe
looks like there's a call.
This is one aspect of the PUL.
It looks like there was some contact, but it's hard to say that it was in possession. Here we go. We get to see it again. Looks like they both missed it. Oh.
I mean,
Claire coming in furiously.
Most certainly. It looks like when they went up for the disc, both of them went upwards. So it looks like they're going to go to the observer, and the observer will make the final call on that play. Oh.
Oh, foul contest. Looks like it's a foul contest. Well, Claire Trope coming in very fast with that D. That was a clutch D. Goes back to Ashley Powell.
And that's going back very far
yes.
In the field, and they still have maybe another 50 or 60 yards to work at.
Ashley Powell showing, though, not afraid to release it hard when Claire Trope is down there. Looking for the reset. Good defense. Gina Dickinson gets it. Oh, a little high. And Lisa Dang with the D. The presence of mind to catch it.
One of the block leaders of the regular season for DC Shadow. And you can see why. That was a very heads-up play and quick reaction for her to go up and block that disc.
Looks like there was a pick call. This is turning out to be a very important point with some contentious moments.
That's what makes good games, I think.
Yes.
That back and forth and that fight from both teams.
Oh, Lisa throwing into a waiting.
Georgia Say, number 8, with the block there.
Good heads-up block by Georgia. Looking for the reset. Tight defense. Oh, Alex Burnett secures it. Back to centered. Brigadier Curtis on the line. Ashley Beek with a big bait, but doesn't get it. Another long shot. Secures it. Is it a give-go? Ashley Powell. Nice goal by Erica Birdsong. That brings us to the end of the quarter.
Raleigh Radiance goal, the first quarter will come to an end. Your score, Raleigh Radiance 6.
So we end this first quarter on serve. Radiance starting this game on offense, up 6-5. DC Shadow will be coming out in the second quarter on offense.
You can see they're very well-matched teams. One gets a break, the other gets another break. Actually, the 2 breaks both came consecutively, interestingly enough.
Yeah, a little bit of a game of runs in that first quarter.
Yes.
I think we've got a good game on our hands, Asako.
Yes. Very well-timed cut. Gina Titcomb to Erica Birdsong. Amanda Murphy almost with the block there. Okay, and that brings us to the end of our first quarter, exciting quarter. We will take a break. We'll be right back.
What are they, spaceships from Mars? No, they're frisbees. Watch it soar. It flies way around like a bird. You can even run for a pass. You can play all kinds of games. Isn't it amazing? Frisbee Flying Saucer. Yours at toy, drug, and department stores.
July from Nottingham, England, the World Flying Disc Federation's World Under-24 Ultimate Championships. Live all-access coverage, including semis and finals, exclusively at ultiworld.com.
This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Spin Ultimate. Spin Ultimate, providing custom team uniforms and ultimate apparel since 2007. Visit Spin on the web at spinultimate.com. Welcome back to the second quarter. Oh, not yet. Oh, yes, second quarter of the semifinals. Exciting semifinals. I think that Shadow will be starting on offense here. Game technically is on serve so far. Superb playing by both sides. How are you feeling about this game so far?
This has been a fantastic game. Both teams putting a lot of pressure on offense towards the end of that first quarter, and showing a good battle, showing their familiarity with both sides. One thing Raleigh, I think, will be looking to do in this quarter is to find good matchups for those offensive players and to force some of those turns that they were getting later in that first quarter.
It looks like Raleigh Radiance is putting together a strong defensive line with Dawn Colton, Jenny Riedel, Grace Connolly with the PUL, Julia Swazinski, Mary Rippey. Let's see what kind of defense they come up with this time. to try to stop the DC offense. Good pull from Grace Connolly. DC centers it to Marge Walker. Gets it into the hand of Lizzie Lore. Bit of a zone look here. Again, it feels like it's a zone in the front to make the resets hard, but it's person in the back more. It's not truly a zone. Kat Ritzman gets open in the middle.
Yeah, really making DC look to their second option. Not always having that first option to hit, but you're seeing them have some good offensive flow here through their handler movement.
Oh, Blaze Servier was open deep, but Raleigh defense marking is very good and couldn't get the throw off. Caroline Normile finding Lizzie. Claire France. Reset to Marge. Caroline Normile coming in, and a round throw to Kat Ritzman is a score. Back to the smooth offense for DC.
Definitely. Looking like they've had good success on this point after moving the disc laterally and continuing that flow of the disc up the break side.
Using the entire width of the field, again, which makes defense so hard.
And an important thing to do in this game, especially against a team like Raleigh Radiance, who puts on really fantastic defensive pressure.
It almost looked like a cup in the front with more or less matching person in the back.
Yeah.
Testing the reset ability of the DC offensive line.
Definitely. So we're seeing a few different defensive looks here from Raleigh Radiance. Maybe one of the things that they're showing for this championship weekend run.
Yep. I'm sure both teams have studied each other very hard. Something about this league is about they have a lot of material to study and prep for these games, so they come prepared.
A really awesome resource to have that.
Jenny
film.
Fay joining the defensive line here. And Addie Malave. Cami Groom is back with Ollie Wallace. Jenny Fay going on the D line. How do you feel about that?
I think that
Such a
she
smart player.
is incredibly smart, and she'll be a great player off of the turn to move the offense.
Smart movement by Raleigh Radiance. Alex Barnett, so composed with the disc. Really looks like they're throwing to the open people. A basic thing, but not that easy to do all the time. Gina Tickham with the disc. Centers it to Alex Barnett. Give a go action. Erica Birdsong coming in. Again, so much more confident with her throws. Oh, just as I said that, commentator's curse again. A little bit behind for Gina Titcomb. And here we have a break opportunity for DC Shadow. Cami Groom with the disc. Over to Ali. Sends it back to Addie Malave. Neda Tremonti. Neda doesn't like that choice, so she goes around back to Addie.
You see Jenny Fay here working
Yes.
hard to set up space.
Oh, looks like there might have been a towel toss.
A timeout call by the
Yes.
Shadow coaches.
The PUL, in the PUL, a timeout can be called by the person with the disc or by the sideline coach or designated person. The green, they call it flag in the rule book. Laura and I always thought it looked like a towel. So we would say, oh, tie through the towel.
It's very catchy. And he called it just in the nick of time. There was that turnover by Radiance that gave DC a chance for this break. And Ty throwing his towel to give give DC a chance.
Yes, it looked like
for
the
this
stall was
offensive-
getting high.
Yes, so they will be getting the disc back.
But it might go back another throw. We don't know exactly the moment when the towel was thrown. So it goes back to the timeout occurs the moment when the observer recognizes that the towel or the flag has been thrown. It looks like Marge Walker is going to start with the disc.
And DC has their O-line out after that timeout.
Yes, I think both teams recognize this is a very important point. Looks a little bit like Claire Trope in isolation position here. Being backed. Oh, but the throw is a little bit high. And Radiance gets it back. Alex Barnett with the throw. Continues on the same sideline. Looking for a reset. Oh, so close. Marge Walker's D. Alex Barnett. Very composed. Oh, good playing. Oh, and Radiance scoops it up. Was it inbounds? I guess it was a score.
Incredible pressure there by Blaze. But Radiance secures that hold. It's great to see these points where Shadow is putting on that pressure, giving themselves those opportunities for the break. But in this case, Radiance is able to get the disc back and punch in that hold.
Raleigh Radiance goal. Time of goal, 8:43.
It was a turn opportunity, and Claire Trope was open, but the disc went a little bit high. Could have been affected by the wind. Very heads-up defense by Raleigh Radiance to catch the disc and start it right away, making it harder for the defense to catch up. Oh, what a good bid by Le Servier, but Hannah Betcher able to reel it in with a big smile.
That must feel good.
Yes.
To catch a goal under that kind of pressure. These players really pushing each other.
The focus that you have to have when someone is diving right in front of you.
Incredible.
Right. Now Radiance hunting for another break. Grace Connolly, Sarah Spall, making sure they're not offsides. Bella Russell is also there on the D-line. That was a good catch of the pull. Like, Normile to Kat Ritzman. Doesn't like that choice. Resets to Marge. Kat with explosive speed. Oh, nice catch. Oh, that's good defensive pressure by Julia Zozinski.
Yeah, they really put a lot of pressure there.
Megan Bartlett was in good position to catch it, but Julia came flying in, making that catch very hard. Just tipped off the hands. Now Radiance with a break chance. Grace Connolly doesn't like her choices. She calls it timeout, looks like. Yes, again, the player can also call a timeout, and that's what it looks like she did. It might have been the coach whispering to her from the sideline.
And I believe that is the first timeout by Raleigh Radiance of this half. So maybe just an opportunity to take that timeout. They have 2 to use per half. So the first one.
Yes, recognizing this is an important moment in the game. A break here would be very, very good for Raleigh Radiance.
For a game that is this close, every opportunity for a break is going to be huge for both sides, for both teams. It looks like this game's going to be a fight.
And again, in the PUL, during a timeout, the coach has the choice of replacing as many players as he or she wants. So it could be that they would put in a more offensive lineup to try to secure this opportunity for another break. And that's what it looks like. Alex Barnett coming in, Dawn Colton coming in, Ashley Powell coming in.
And the disc is coming in on the corner here of the end zone. So Radiance not having a ton of space to work with the disc in this position.
Ollie Wallace looks like she's going to be forcing line. Claire Trope on Dawn Colton, shutting off the uplines, but Brigadier Curtis gets the disc. Alex using that tight space so well.
The mark's being very active when the
Yes.
disc is here on the sideline, really keeping it in this narrow third of the field.
Dawn Colton with her signature two-hand catch.
And they're looking deep
Yes.
with Claire
Oh.
hunting. Oh, incredible
It's a nice
pressure.
catch by Erica Birdsong. Not quite in yet. Brigadier Curtis. Oh, and Alex Barnett secures the break. Now this time, Raleigh Radiance is the first one to get another break.
Scored by number 34, Alex Barnett.
And they're up by 2 in this game.
That was powerful offense by Raleigh Radiance.
Really fantastic stuff. Airing it out, catching it under pressure, showing really fantastic composure there.
Erica Birdsong with a long reach.
I'm sure she can feel Claire's presence, knowing that she has to go and attack that disc, and she extends and brings it down.
And the composure to just throw a nice, easy pass to Brigadier Curtis. And then Alex Barnett everywhere on the field, jumping into the end zone.
Hats, jerseys, and more. We have a new limited
Now, DC Shadows in the place of chasing down their breaks now.
And Radiance really showing a lot of smiles, some good energy after that break. They must be feeling pretty good about the momentum of the game moving in their favor.
Looks like DC Shadow is trying to pump up the home crowd. Get
And
some cheering going.
this O-line, they have incredible skill. I think an important part of the game will be their mental game, their composure, even in moments like these, to be able to execute and take care of the disc.
Oh, just as we say that, there's another reset error. Raleigh Radiance doing a very good job tightening up defense downfield. Grace Connerly with the disc, and Dawn Colton with the score. Lizzie Lord was with her, but she was face guarding, and so Dawn Colton was able to just toe the line. She's famous for towing the line on those catches.
Grace Connerly. Time of the goal, 6:32.
Grace Connolly to Dawn Colton again, showing their UNC connection.
That may be something that DC is going to have to address in this game.
Nice curving backhand into the end zone.
Colton showing good awareness, jumping inbounds very close to the sideline and celebrating that goal.
With that, Raleigh Radiance jumps ahead 9-6. Let's see if DC Shadow can make some adjustments here. It looks like they are putting out their D-line for offense again.
Yeah, DC Shadow showing
Some vulnerability.
some vulnerability in their game on offense there. Radiance really putting on good pressure with their defense, and DC not quite responding to that pressure. But maybe this response of them putting out a hybrid line, their D line on this offensive point.
Oh, but the throw to Ashley Buick a little bit too high. This is going to require some mental resilience on the part of DC Shadow to go down, to have to fight their way back into the game. I think there might have been a little contact there. Lisa trying to get the D.
Still putting on good pressure, showing good energy on defense here.
They're going to have to really want this one.
Yeah, and this Radiance D-line, their offense might look a little bit different than their offense of their O-line.
So DC has to make adjustments there.
DC with their D-line now playing defense. on Radiance's D-line.
Zuzinski shoots it, but Jesso is there.
She knocks it away, just tips it just out of bounds.
Securely out of bounds, so that there isn't a chance for Raleigh Radiance to pick it up again, which happened before. So now Allison Maddox, but they have to go all the way down the field. Finds Claire Trope. Trope looking for a big one.
Airing it out.
Sends it to Amanda. Beans secures it. Jess O. To Claire again. And it's a catch.
Aaron McCann securing the disc emphatically with a nice roll.
This is a point that DC needed badly, and they were able to get it.
And now they're chipping away at some of the ground that they need to make up to bring it back.
So they need to bring the energy. So this one, Jess was ahead of Bella all the way. And then Claire and Amanda Murphy, aka Beans, always has huge trust in Amanda's ability to get blocks as well as catches. And Erin McCann playing excellent offense there, diving to secure the score.
And
She looks fired up.
This DCD line brought that energy in that point to secure that hold. Erin McCann with that fantastic play.
There's still a lot of time left for DC to come back, even within this quarter. So let's see if they can do. They've shortened the lead to 2 points now. Still chasing for more breaks. Annalise Peters with the pull. Ashley Powell will pick it up. Alex Barnett staying behind. Looks like they're looking for Servier with pressure.
And it looks like Chena calls a foul there because of the amount of body contact on that play. So giving up players a chance to talk about it and hopefully make that adjustment with that level of contact.
Gina, experienced player, able to maintain very good composure. Oh, but a quick D from DC Shadow.
Cami Groom showing her hands that
Zoom,
she's wide
zoom.
open.
Yes, zoom,
and she
zoom.
wants the disc.
Throw it to me. Oh, a little quick lefty backhand. Nada Tremonti to Servier. UVA connection. And that's a break.
But it looks
Cami Groom. Oh,
there
looks
might
like
have been a
maybe
pick call
pick
there
call.
in the end zone.
Thought it was going to be another bookends.
But she respects the call and retakes her position.
Of course, Cami Groom knowing these players very well. She played with North Carolina last year.
I bet DC is happy to have her, and Radiance misses having her.
Nada Tremonti.
Wide open.
Taking her time with it. And Annalise Peter for the score.
DC showing fantastic patience on the end zone
Yes.
line there and playing textbook end zone offense.
So they're able to catch up one more point. Starting to rack up the breaks again. Feeling a little bit of a momentum shift again. The Zoom Zoom Cami Groom D.
Just runs right through and continues running upfield.
Nice catch by Nada here. And very patient offense by DC.
Lisa's setting it up to catch it and continue to Annalise Peters there for the goal.
Annalise Peters fired up also.
And DC Shadow brings it within one.
Now Radiance is also saying, we're good, we're still good, we're still good. We just need to keep scoring.
the trading points, the trading breaks during this game, really, really fantastic. Great stuff. These are the kind of games that we come here to watch.
Yes. So we have Claire Bigadera Curtis, Claire Revere, Erica Birdsong, Ashley Powell, Alex Barnett, Dawn Colton. Nice break by Ashley Powell. Brigadier Curtis looking. Reset to Ashley Powell. Coming in, Caitlin Gross coming in. Oh, a bid. Murphy thinking about the call.
I'm fine with contesting.
All right.
Looks like it's a foul contest.
Contested.
So the disc goes back to the thrower. Dawn Colton upfield with Amanda Murphy guarding her.
Amanda Murphy, such a quick player. Caitlin Gross, nice break over Amanda Murphy trying to disrupt the throwing. Ashley Powell centering it to Dawn Colton. Brigadier Curtis with her long arms. Ashley Powell.
Radiance.
Ashley looking for a break.
They're spacing a
Gross
little bit
again.
jumbled here.
Radiance is being, I think there's a call, a pick call. Radiance being very cautious with their passing. They're doing a very good job throwing to open people.
And maybe that call was a chance for them to refine their spacing. Not too surprising.
Oh, nice scoop up by Bigaderi Curtis.
I think that's Claire Riviere.
Oh, I'm sorry,
with
Claire
the
Riviere.
scoop and then the reset throw there.
Alex Barnett. Oh, nice try by Claire. These players are very composed. Erica Birdsong coming in. Alex Barnett. Oh, nice bid.
And Radiance transitioning to their end zone offense. Kind of more of a vertical stack in the middle of the field.
The stack is very, a little lefty. The stack is very disciplined, giving the designated players space.
Really good stack maintenance is what I've heard it called. Just standing there knowing that it's important to hold space and give other players a chance to really attack space and leave it open for them to work with it and to play with it to go get the disc.
Yes, very good save by Claire Revere there. So that was a hold, which brings the score to 10-8. DC offensive line needs to come in. Oh, what a good bid, but very composed. Looks like the thrower had multiple choices there and just chose the safest one.
Yeah, and Claire Bidigeri Curtis really taking her defender for a ride to the back of the end zone and scooping right under her to get open and get in front of her defender for that goal there.
The big clears help the next cut come in and make space.
Definitely.
Grace Connerly with the big pull. 1 minute, less than 1 minute left in the second quarter. Big fakes. Kat Ritzman secures. Carolyn Normile to Marge Walker. To Lizzie Laurie. Marge Walker. Looks like they're big throw to Carolyn Normile. Still 20 seconds left on the clock.
Carolyn Normile starting in the handler space and pushing upfield makes her a very dynamic player and makes her a very difficult person to guard, someone that you have to stay heads up on, and someone that you need to stay tight to. clearing up line, and she turns that into a deep cut from
Yes.
to receive the disc from Marge Walker.
Right. Justin Neville wasn't quite expecting her to go all the way.
Really dynamic stuff by Carolyn Normal there.
Okay, DC keeping it close. They still are chasing another break.
So Radiance has about 15 seconds left on the clock here, 15 to 20 seconds left.
And as a reminder, once the clock expires,
Yes. So, in the per PUL rules, the team with possession when the clock hits 0-0 maintains possession for that quarter, for the rest of that quarter. Has unlimited time to score.
Yep.
If they can maintain possession.
So if DC Shadow wants a chance at a break, they're going to have to get a block pretty quickly.
In 10 seconds, roughly.
Unless Radiance decides to maintain possession of the disc. But DC's certainly looking like they're putting on pressure
They
on Radiance.
certainly are trying.
Oh, and there is the clock expiration. So Radiance now has this possession, which will end in either a goal or
Non-score.
Or not a score. If there is a block or a turnover.
Amanda Murphy playing tight defense on Ashley Powell. They know that 10-9 is very different from 11-9.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep
It's
it
a little bit
within
of a switching up junkie defense, switch up defense. Servier trying hard for that D. Great bid. Big Adair Curtis. Oh, almost. Oh, these are very good defensive bids by DC Shadow.
Yeah, they're really hunting for that block.
Nice catch. Oh, not quite in.
Just outside the end zone.
Just outside the end zone. It's a good reset. Good break. Still not in.
Little switchy defense, but maybe a call away from the disc.
Again, there's a lot of good stack discipline by Radiance here. If you're not the designated player. Oh, a nice little bladey throw to Caitlin Gross. So that brings the score to 11-9. Raleigh Radiance to hold, but DC is still in deficit for break.
Yep, so we've got a 2-point game going into the half.
So they had 19 seconds to get a turn, which is a high ask.
Really playing tight defense, and they go for a little bit of an unconventional throw, an over the top blade.
Yes,
for the goal there.
Very good fakes by Alex to bring Allie Wallace down and then throw a higher throw. A little hip spike by Caitlin Gross.
And Radiance will come out on offense out of the half. So that's almost like getting a break for them. They scored this point, and they're going to come out on offense again out of half.
Yep. Still a 2-point game, very close. Both teams playing very well. It's that one turnover that comes to haunt you in these very, very close contested games. But definitely not too much of a hill for DC Shadow to climb to get back on top of this game. So let's see. Let's see what adjustments they can make against the several different looks from Radiance in terms of trying to stifle their offense.
Yeah, and maybe take them out of their rhythm a little bit. But there's a lot of game left to play. 2 whole quarters, 2 points is a small margin, and DC Shadow certainly has the skill and the tenacity and intensity to bring it back.
Mm-hmm. I feel like DC Shadow offense had been doing so well, but now face some challenges. But they're up for the challenge, I think, so they'll be stepping up. And I think we're going to have a sideline interview with Ty Adderhold, who is the DC Shadow coach.
I'm joined here by Shadow Coach Ty Adderhold. Ty, I mean, it's been a pretty tight half so far. What do you think's gone well for your team?
I think we're playing pretty great pressure D. Tons of players hitting the ground, trying to get blocks and unders. A few, big layout blocks. So that's exciting. I think we're gonna keep using our legs in the second half.
So what are you telling your team going into the second half?
I don't want them thinking too much. I think we have to go out and just do what we are doing 110%, bring energy the whole second half. It's a long game. It's tight right now, and let's stay it until the fourth and go win in the fourth.
And what adjustments are you going to make to win in the fourth?
I think the biggest thing is we're going to, we've been fine with some of the shots they've taken into the deep space. A couple of them went up. We were actually glad they went up, but they're pulling them down. They're playing great, so we got to take some of that away a little bit more. And then on offense, I think it's being patient, going to our second and third option, not forcing into our first.
All right, and there you have it. Again, I'm joined by Shadow Coach Ty Adderhold. Back to you in the booth.
Okay, so there's a little bit of halftime entertainment going on. While we do that, we'll look over the game stats. So 8 holds for Shadow opposed to 7. Clean holds, same number. Total number of turnovers, in fact, Radiance is higher. Break chances are about the same.
It looks.
Is it
the numbers might be flipped here.
It looks.
Radiance has the
11.
8 holds.
Yeah, right.
Radiance with 8 holds, 8 holds, 6 clean holds, 5 total turnovers, 3 breaks, and 4 break chances. So a very close game by the stats.
If you look at all the numbers, they're very, very close. So, which is reflected in the score.
And just those couple of opportunities where Radiance has 1 more hold than DC Shadow. Again, the graphic is flipped, so Radiance, their stats are on the right. Shadow, their stats are on the left.
Yep. So, but it shows a very close game. And now I think we have another sideline interview with the Radiance coach down on the sideline.
I'm here joined by Radiance coach Liz Leon. You're up at half.
We are, yeah.
How are you feeling?
We're feeling good. I think, DC is obviously a really good team. We knew that. We wanted to come out and play our game and apply pressure where we could and kind of switch things up where we could, get them thinking. And I think we're executing what we came out here to do pretty well.
What do you think is working for the team right now?
I think we're trusting. I think we're trusting the work we've done. I think we're trusting the systems we built. I think we're trusting each other out there that, when we need to be patient, we're patient. When we need to push, we need to push. And I think that that's what's working.
What adjustments are you going to make going into the second half?
Like I said earlier, one of our kind of goals going into the game was to switch things up, not let them get comfortable, make them think. They're obviously a really good team, and so we're going to continue to do that. I don't know if it's so much about big adjustments, but just continuing to change things up, make them think.
And finally, so you've got your college players back from a national championship.
Yes.
How do you think that's affecting things right now?
I mean, they're obviously in full fitness form. They're hyped. I think, winning a championship probably gets you a little even more excited about Frisbee, so they're kind of riding that high. And then I think it's also great because the rest of the team is feeding off of that. It's been really cool to see how the team has really embraced the Pleiades Championship as like a triangle area championship, and so I think it's just getting everyone super excited, and obviously we love having those players on the field with us too.
All right, there you have it. Again, this is Radiance coach Liz Leon. Back to you in the booth.
So this takes us to the conclusion of the first half of this very, very exciting game. We are going to take a short break and come back to you when the second half begins.
are they, spaceships from Mars? No, they're frisbees. Watch it soar. It flies way around like a bird. You can even run for a pass. You can play all kinds of games. Isn't it amazing? Frisbee Flying Saucer. Yours at toy, drug, and department stores.
July from Nottingham, England. The World Flying Disc Federation's World Under-24 Ultimate Championships. Live all-access coverage, including semis and finals, exclusively at ultiworld.com.
Raleigh Radiance in darks here, these black and red jerseys. Kits are looking fly.
Notice they have new jerseys, new logos, even a new coaching staff.
Big layout block from Don Colton.
Kayla Gross with a great grab.
Hannah Betcher, forehand looking downfield. Riedel camped under it, and she is there for the grab.
Raleigh Radiance just bowling out there right now. Kaylin Gersel unleashed the backhand hook, and it's a beautiful one. Claire Veer underneath makes the sky and grab.
Block from Mary Rippey here.
Wow.
Great grab there.
Nice layout grab from Zimmerman there.
Layout, grab to save possession. The shot downfield finds Don Colton for a big downfield gainer. Bridget Meisner picks up and starts the offense. She looks deep downfield. Swatted away emphatically. Nice defensive play.
We've seen quite a few athletic grabs today. Some really high grabs, some low grabs, some grabs behind. It looks like
The Discraft Ultrastar is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League, Discraft, the world leader in disc sports.
This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Spin Ultimate. Spin Ultimate providing custom team uniforms and ultimate apparel since 2007. Visit Spin on the web at spinultimate.com. And so begins the third quarter, second half. DC chasing Raleigh Radiance. It looks like it was a big shot to the end zone. A 2-point throw? Is it a 2-throw point? It's definitely a great start for Raleigh Radiance. Maybe not the start that DC Shadow was looking for.
And a really great huck there by Claire Riviere, looking to Erica Birdsong in the end zone in double coverage. And she pulls it down.
Awesome player. Played U20s a year ago, going to the U24 World Championships this summer, showing why she was chosen. Under pressure. I think DC can't be too sad about that coverage. They were there. Erica just rose above and caught the disc
to secure that hold. And now we'll see DC back out on offense. First offensive point for them in the second half.
Down 3 points. That's not a surmountable difference, though. DC just needs to keep their energy high, keep scoring, and then getting breaks. We see Claire Trope joining the O-line here. When in doubt, add a Trope.
Not a bad tool to add.
Caroline Normile and Marge Walker. Looking for open. It looks like Radiance is playing a switchy defense with a line across the middle of the field there to try to make those throws difficult. Marge Walker with the catch under pressure. I feel like they need to move this a little bit quickly so that the defense can't adjust to throws.
Yeah, it certainly looks like they're kind of holding the disc and looking for their shots rather than moving the disc quickly and constantly moving the ball. Like, they're perfectly content with taking a pause and waiting to look for their shots.
Calmness is great, but if you give often a defense too much time to adjust to your playing, it makes it harder to be effective.
Certainly. Radiance having time to look around, reassess the field as shadow players are working their way through this zone. Really top heavy. Radiance showing kind of a sag look, somewhat hard on the mark, and then a defensive player pulled back in the lane to kind of clog up space.
Now there's a little bit of a clearance here. Lizzie thinking about releasing it, but doesn't.
And Normal doing work here as a handler.
Claire Trope gaining some yards. Oh, and it's going to be out of bounds. Slightly wrong edge on that throw.
And working in really tight space there. They stayed within 5 yards of that end zone line there, so the end or of the sideline there, and the sideline ultimately being the person playing defense on them there.
Now they're going to... Grace Connolly trying to confirm where the disc comes in. Raleigh Radiance hunting for another break. This will be an important point for DC to get back if they want to stay in the game.
Every point
Good
truly
reset.
being important when they're down by 3 to play catch up.
Teresa Yu with the disc. Made a tight reset. They're working hard on this. Emily Shakuski. A bit of a breakaway to Grace Connolly, to Dawn Colton. Marge Walker is there. Can she get it? Yes, they get the D. They get the D of Virginia Liedl. To Shirley Wall. In the middle there. Oh, but Kat secures it. Carolyn Normile to Marge.
And
to
Marge
Claire,
can get out.
right on the doorstep. And Lizzie Laurie jumps in. It's a hold, but an important hold.
Certainly showing good composure there, playing heads up when they turned it over. Marge Walker getting that block for DC Shadow and giving them an opportunity to have another offensive possession, and they were able to punch it in.
I feel like after they got the turn back, they were able to move the disc a lot faster through that zone. Interesting that Raleigh Radiance kind of maintained that zone after the turn. Some big gainers by Claire Trope.
And Trope getting that second chance to throw the assist, and that time she does to Lizzie Laurie.
Oh, I think I heard a word quicker from Coach Ty's mouth, so maybe he's thinking what we're thinking as well.
Yeah. Definitely something that looked different in their initial offensive possession. They were certainly holding the disc more, but after the block by Marge, they did look like they were moving it more quickly, and they had more success with that in that second opportunity that they had that point.
Now would be a great time for DC to start a comeback. Let's see if this D-line can make it happen.
They brought really fantastic pressure in the first half, and Ty Adderhold saying that he wanted them to use their legs in the second half. So let's see this DC D-line.
Brigadier Curtis. Nice resets to the center. Brigadier Curtis is staying closer to the handlers. Oh, Lisa Dang with an almost D. Almost D is not a D, though. Ashley Powell, rock solid in that center handler position. Oh, as I say that, an unfortunate slip out of the hand, it looked like, from Caitlin Gross. So DC now gets its chance.
Yeah, the Radiance player probably hoping for their receiver to continue into that space, but it gives DC an opportunity for a break.
DC being careful with it. Ashley Buke. Amanda Murphy being looked off, cuts again. Lisa Dang with a fill. Nice job working it all the way across. Jess O. Amanda Murphy. Working with their legs. They're certainly working with their legs. Taking the easy shots.
Really grinding their unders here on this possession.
Yes. Jess O.
Cami Groom being very
Cami
active this
Groom.
point.
Giving lots of options downfield.
Lisa
A
showing
lot of
really
good
great.
patience. Allison Maddox, who's following through. Oh! Cami Groom. First cut, second cut, third cut.
Relentlessly working to get that goal.
Relentless.
And having a little bit of contact there with her defender, Clara Bidigari Curtis, but able to look each other in the eye and say, like, hey, that was okay, and move on.
When you juke 3-4 times, there might be contact because you're fooling your defender. That was a very good patient offense by the D-line. Dare I say almost more patient than the O-line. Good defensive bid. Smile on Cami Groom's face. She knows she's playing well.
Must be so satisfying to work that hard and be rewarded with a goal there. A really fantastic addition to the DC Shadow for this championship weekend run. Already showing a lot of great effect on the D-line, getting blocks and scoring goals for DC Shadow here.
All of a sudden, it's a 1-point game with still 6 minutes left on the clock. This is an exciting moment in the game. Raleigh's surely thinking, we just need to keep possession and keep scoring. And looks like a D-line hungry for a block here from DC Shadow. Annalise Peters with the pull. Lands in bounds. Grace Connolly to pick it up to Alex Barnett. Alex, nice around backhand. Using the whole width of the field with a quick give and go. Servier, tight coverage on Dawn Colton, but it's hard to cover her both up and downfield. Alex Barnett, so good with those up lines. There's a little bit of a sag offense here. Nada Tremonte trying, Blaise Servier trying very hard to cover Dawn. It's tight spaces. At least they're making them very difficult. Oh, nice backhand, lefty backhand into the secure hands of Erica Birdsong. Scores again.
And Radiance really working with that inside look. Really, you know, the force was flick there, and they're hitting that inside window. There was that first throw, and then we see it again here with this lefty backhand for the goal, hitting that inside space.
Tight space. I mean, Ali Wallace is right there. But Erica, very good concentration.
Right there on the open side, but they're throwing it to the break side, and so they're just receiving the disc there.
Erica Birdsong, yeah, growing into such a strong player. Now we have a little bit of a different look from the O-line. Kath Ratcliffe out there with Blaise Servier out again. Caroline Normile looks like she's being the general there out there, talking about the moves they're going to make. Raleigh Radiance surely hunting for another break.
DC really relying a lot on some of their players. you see players coming out, playing a couple of points in a row. Players like Claire Trope and Blaise Sevier playing on both sides of the disc, so really relying on them for a lot of points this game.
France, Kath Ratcliffe looking for open player. Kat Ritzman is there. Nice reset. Oh, just a little bit high for Claire Trope. Now DC's going to have to fight back, get the disc back.
A tenacious workhorse. And Radiance has a chance here on offense, bringing it in right on the corner.
Has to work the whole entire field, though.
And Carolyn Normal
It looks like they're doing a poach defense.
Sagging into the lane.
Staying in the lane. Good wide reset. Nice little inside break, backhand break. Timeout was called by Radiance. At which point? Disc stays with Rusick, it looks like.
Yeah, so Radiance calling a timeout there, perhaps after a long point there. It may be beneficial for both teams to put two different lines out. You know, DC really grinding here.
It was just off her hand. Good recognition that this is a very important point.
And whichever team comes out on top here, they have another game to play in less than 24 hours. So maybe taking that into consideration a little bit, taking a longer view of the weekend to get fresh legs out there and not dip too deep into their reserves of energy.
Although if you don't win this game, you don't get to play tomorrow.
That is very true. So both teams, I'm sure, want this point.
The balance is important between the two things you're talking about. Yeah,
certainly.
It's so true. All right, let's see what kind of defensive look. It looks like Ashley Buick is staying a little bit behind, watching for the deep. Ashley Powell doesn't like the deep look, double covered.
Looks like there's a pick call on the field.
Reset to Ashley Powell, who's really been rock solid in that reset space. Dawn Colton.
And a selfless handler as well, as you see her clear that space and allow to get a yardage gainer on that under from Claire Riviere, who moves it up to Erica Birdsong.
Looking for a reset. So smart. Amanda Murphy puts on the mark right away, though, making that continue hard. Slight inside, right into the hands of Titcomb. Ashley Powell. I feel like Jess O needs to tighten up that defense on Ashley Powell, make that reset a little harder.
Certainly.
Because it's releasing a lot of pressure on the part of Raleigh Radiance offense. When she's always available for the reset.
And then they get the stall reset and another opportunity to advance the disc upfield.
And she's so good about securely throwing it to the next thrower. And now she does a little give-go with Titcomb securing the disc with a big layout. And then calmly resetting it. Lisa Dang chasing, not quite getting there. Alex Barnett with a give-go. Now, yards from the end zone.
Shadow playing just straight person defense. A little bit reactive, letting their person set up their cut, juke, and finding themselves a little bit out of position as they're setting it up.
Oh, and a very open Dawn Colton. It's an inside break.
Raleigh Radiance goal scored by number 11, Dawn Colton.
So that's another break
Ashley Powell.
for
Final
Raleigh
goal,
Radiance,
1:57.
extending the lead again, 14-11. So it went from a 1-point game to another 3-point game. Still, there's still time left in the game. 2 minutes for the third quarter, but there's another whole quarter left. So DC has to keep fighting.
Yep. And Radiance playing throw and catch there on that end zone line, finding their open receiver and rifling it to who other than Dawn Colton, wide open in the end zone.
So good at finding that space. Or creating that space for herself, perhaps.
Sure, working really hard, keeping her defender on her toes, tiring them out, but always having that upper hand when she attacks space.
So a similar O-line coming out for DC. It looks like most of the players on Raleigh Radiance are also staying. Less than 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Centering it to Marge Walker. Looks like a side stack flow situation. Nada Tremonti. Marge gets it through hard traffic, releases it to Claire Trope, who catches it in the end zone. That was a quick score, which is what they need, because now they have a minute and a half to try to get a D.
Yep, a nice clean hold there. DC Shadow showing a nice offensive hold in that
It
on
looks
that
like
point.
Trope is intending to stay on the field. Kick me off if you can, she seems to be saying.
A player that will play as many points, I think, as she is allowed.
She's not really very tall. She just plays so tall.
So tall, has great body positioning, and is strong. Will maintain and hold her space even under pressure with the defender right there on her hip.
I usually have her coming out to teach my youth team defensive body positioning because she's so good at it.
So fantastic. A great coach, great player, great resource, fantastic person. We're so happy to have her in the DC area.
Back to a 2-point game. Getting a break here would be so excellent for DC Shadow. Let's see if they can do it. Big pull by Annalise Peters. Ashley Powell again, Alex Barnett. A split stack-like movement to start. They're very good about using the width of the field. The reset is a little bit tight. Oh, and it's off. The moment reset gets tight.
Oh, and they're looking to move it quickly. This DC Shadow D-line now having a chance for a break. And Annalise Peters airing it out.
It again. Oh, it's a little bit behind.
Claire Riviere doing a great job of maintaining body positioning against Trope there.
I think it didn't quite go the direction that Trope thought the disc was going to go. Okay, 30 seconds left. That was a bit of a missed opportunity for DC Shadow, I must say.
Certainly, and they're going to have to get a quick block here if they want another opportunity to play offense in this third quarter. And just as a reminder, the team that has possession
catch.
when the time runs out will maintain possession until either a goal or a turnover.
15 seconds left. And the buzzer's there, so Radiance gets to maintain possession. Oh, and Claire Bidigary Curtis with the catch over Ashley Buke. So extends the lead again to 15-12. And that would be the end of the third quarter. 3-point game, though.
3-point game going into the fourth quarter. Not an insurmountable gap to close. So we still have a game here. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments Shadow makes in this fourth quarter.
Excellent body positioning by Biddy Gary Curtis. Ashley Buick is not an easy person to catch a disc over. And Powell not scared to put that up. Okay, that brings us to the end of this excellent third quarter. We're going to take a short break and come right back.
What are they, spaceships from Mars? No, they're frisbees. Watch it soar. It flies way around like a bird. You can even run for a pass. You can play all kinds of games. Isn't it amazing? Frisbee Flying Saucer. Yours at toy, drug, and department stores.
July from Nottingham, England. The World Flying Disc Federation's World Under-24 Ultimate Championships. Live all-access coverage, including semis and finals, exclusively at ultiworld.com.
This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Spin Ultimate. Spin Ultimate, providing custom team uniforms and ultimate apparel since 2007. Visit Spin on the web at spinultimate.com. And welcome back to the beginning of the final quarter of the semifinal game, DC Shadow versus Raleigh Radiance. Raleigh Radiance is up 15-12 in a tight game. This will be the do-or-die quarter for DC Shadow. Raleigh Radiance looking to maintain their lead, perhaps extending it, making their jobs a little bit easier as the quarter goes by.
Definitely. Radiance staying up for that entirety of that third quarter. Not as much back and forth in that third quarter there. But still, we have another quarter of Ultimate to play in the semifinal game. And the winner of this game is going to advance to the championship game tomorrow.
Yes. I think going in, because of the matchup 2 weeks ago, there was some expectations that DC Shadow might have a little bit of an edge. Raleigh Radiance proving them wrong and making life very difficult for DC Shadow right now.
Most certainly. It is difficult to beat the same team twice, especially when you play them so close together. They're not having a ton of change in their personnel, but you get a sense of what their offensive looks are and what their defensive looks are, and then you learn and can adjust to that.
So very true. Marge Walker doesn't like what she sees. Lizzie Laurie comes back. Nada on the end. I can hear cheering for Nada. Marge Walker not liking many of her resets. That was a long 10 seconds, I felt like.
Yeah, perhaps a true 10 seconds.
Oh, and Raleigh Radiance. It looked like Caroline Normile thought Claire wasn't going to throw it and stopped her cut, but her defense kept going.
Yeah, DC Shadow struggling to find their offensive flow at that point.
Reset. Using the whole width of the field again. And I bet you're, very nice try, but just out of bounds, out of reach. Justine Neville can't quite bring that back. So Marge Walker gets to walk it to the place where it went out. Oof. A little bit close. But Caroline Normile secures it. Nice inside-out backhand. Gets it right back from Claire Trope to Claire France. Quick move into the hands of Nada Tremonti. That's an important hold.
And that was initiated by that first throw by Carolyn Normile there, really stepping into that inside throw to get it upfield to the cutters. And once it got to the cutters were able to maintain possession and continue cutting for that person to get the next pass.
Quick movement there in the middle, which was really important.
But it took a couple of tries, seeing that first turnover by DC Shadow, and then Radiance giving it right back to them. And then on this opportunity, second opportunity of that point, DC Shadow has a chance to walk it up. Carolyn moving it up to a cutter, and the cutter's finding good offensive flow to find Nada Tremonti in the end
Nice
zone.
shape on that throw from Claire France to Nada Tremonti.
Yeah,
making sure that the defense doesn't have a chance.
Really shaping it around them. Only to where she could get it.
All right. Same O-line from Radiance, it looks like, if it's not broken. Big pull from Maddox. I feel like we haven't seen her in a while. Let's see if they can cover Ashley Powell, who's been rock solid in this game. They're putting Amanda Murphy, their top block maker, onto Birdsong. Shows you how much they're respecting her abilities. That's a nice cut and catch by Georgia Say. Nice inside. So many mark breakers here. Nice hold by Raleigh Radiance. It's so hard to cover both sides when you know the player can break the mark like that.
Most certainly.
That was a good point for Georgia Say. She seemed like she was everywhere on the field catching the frisbee. She knows she did a good job right there.
Radiance showing a little bit of swag, some looseness after that point. You can see smiles on the face of the handler there, number 34, before throwing that assist to Georgia Say.
Yes. So many tools in that toolbox.
Raleigh Radiance goal. Time of the goal, 9:43.
Okay, we have about less than 10 minutes left in the game. It's a 3-point game. DC's comeback needs to start right about now.
It's never too early for them to start that comeback.
They were able to bring it back to a 1-point game during that third quarter at some point. So they showed it could be done. They need to be able to do it again. Let's see if that happens. Carolyn Normile to Marge Walker. A little bit of a zone look again from Raleigh Radiance. Can I feel a little bit like DC holds on to the disc a little bit too long in these situations?
Yeah, the players using their fakes to move the defenders in this zone look. Carolyn Normile doing a really great job of catching and releasing to Shirley Wall. Maybe a little bit floaty there, but there's space for Shirley to work with, and Carolyn gets it back.
Big hammer. Open up the game. Big fake. Ooh, nice reel in. Now she releases it. Declared Trope. Oh, under heavy defense, but she secures it.
And Claire rises above, really feeling good about that goal.
Yeah, Julia Zavinsky was in a good position.
There
but couldn't quite get the block.
Really great positioning by the defender there, and really great positioning by Trope on that point, and she's able to secure it.
She knows they need that point. Still, it's not enough.
That comeback starts with a hold. The O-line was able to get the hold there.
Big, exciting hammer there.
And then Ritzman airing it out.
Nice timing. There's a lot of trust there. Claire will catch this. So now, let's see if DC Shadow can make it into a 1-point game. Big pull. Annalise Peters. Alex Barnett to Ashley Powell. Again, rock solid. Oh, big gainer. Oh, but no one there.
Maybe Radiance looking for a pull play that didn't quite execute the way they were expecting, but it gives DC Shadow a chance for a break.
It sure does. It looked like the cutter had come under, unbeknownst to the thrower.
Under tight coverage.
So Annalise Peters with the disc, they do have to work it all the way down the field. Claire coming all the way back. Tight coverage. Nice catch. Huge. Oh, was she able to tow it in?
Looks like it'll be a call by the
unfortunately, looks like it went out. Oh, is there a stoppage? Oh, Ashley needs an injury timeout. Those turf burns, it looks like she might have landed on her hip.
Yeah, really trying to make the effort to keep that toe in bounds.
Such a good effort. I think they're trying to decide where it went out of bounds. It was very close to the sideline. Again, very tight space.
Yeah. Yeah, but DC's showing some fight there.
Yes.
With that offensive possession.
Oh, disc is coming back to Cammie.
Looks like there was an injury call on the field before the throw, so the disc is going back to Cammie Groom, and DC maintains possession of the disc. Still on offense. So still has that opportunity for the break.
Cammie Groom checking it in. Claire's there. People need to make a cut. Nada Tremonti coming through to her fellow UVA Servier. Looks like there was another call. Perhaps a pick. Cammie Groom with a disc again. A little bit further downfield though this time. All the way across.
Normal distributing the disc so well, getting DC good lateral movement.
Ali Wallace coming in for the fill. Nice scoop up by Nada. Good break. Another good break. End zone called. Oh, Claire cutting and cutting and cutting.
Showing good patience, but Radiance really playing fantastic defense right here on the end zone line. Really contesting every cut.
Yes. Could this be the chance? Oh, and Alice Peter. No, it's not Alice. It's Servier. Blaise Servier able to tow it in. And that's the long-awaited break to make it 1 point game.
A 1 point game. So close. An exciting game here in the fourth quarter with just under 6 minutes left to play. We're halfway through the fourth quarter. A 1 point game here with DC Shadow just down just one against Raleigh Radiance.
Both teams playing such hard offense and defense, knowing the stakes here. DC Shadow still chasing another break. It's a beautiful night for Ultimate.
Fantastic.
All right. What are you saying if you're the Radiance coach here?
Radiance coming out on offense here, I think they're likely talking about a pull play, something to get their offensive flow moving. and they want specific personnel on the field, and looks like Gina Titcomb is that person that they want on that O-line.
Did I just see Ashley Powell leave for Titcomb? Allison Maddox with the big pull. Must say the pulls have been excellent.
They
I don't know. Ashley Powell is still on the field.
There you go.
I would have been very surprised. She didn't like the choices, being very cautious here. Oh, almost behind. She's so excellent about getting the disc.
Yeah.
Distributing it. Dawn Colton. It's inside. Oh, one-handed catch. One of the many clears on the field. Ashley Buick with the big mark. Claire didn't have a choice but to throw backwards.
But it looks like there's a pick on the field. You see a puddle of Radiance players there, of those cutters in the middle of the field. So Radiance offensive cutters looking to find their spacing in order to get their offensive flow going.
Radiance so disciplined about the resets. Nice break throw by Ashley Powell. To Dawn Colton coming in. Successfully, stops the continue, but gets it in the hand of Gina Titcomb. That's going to be a score. Huge catch by Caitlin Gross.
Radiance really having to work hard for that hold there, showing off their athleticism, showing off some nice throwing skills and patience with those resets.
DC made them work a little harder this time, though. It wasn't an easy point.
Yeah.
Nice backhand throw by Dawn Colton. Not afraid to shoot it. Amanda Murphy, an excellent defender right there.
Yeah, a nice throw to a wide open space.
All right, clock is ticking down. 4.5 minutes left. Still a 2-point game. This is an excellent game. Little bit too exciting for the DC fans.
Certainly, but there seems to be really good energy in the stands for this game. Rooting for DC Shadow playing at their home field on this championship weekend.
Kath Ratcliffe. It looks like there was a bit of a double cut there, but Kat coming in. Kat with her explosive moves. Oh, nice catch. That was a little bit behind. But Claire France able to dig it out. Caroline Normile with the disc. Looking at her choices. Oh, that might be a little bit low. Clitrup was open, but the throw was just a little bit low. Now they have to get it back.
Yeah. This O-line calling out that force there. Forcing towards that sideline, making Radiance work in that skinny space. When they're going to
shooting it. Is it going to stay inbounds? It doesn't look like it. So it comes back right to the post, if I'm not wrong, because it probably was never in, or no. I guess it was in towards about midway.
And the observer there
and then
marking
slipped
that
out.
Spot.
It's very hard to see from here where it went out. We have the worst perspective for that, I feel like. Marge Walker. Shooting it, but there is no one there.
But a Radiance defender who plucks it out of the air.
Jersey U. Nice. Oh! Nice block
And I'm sure Marge really wanted that back. After
Yes.
throwing that Huck turnover, she gets it back on the layout block and throws the assist.
That is a DC Shadow break. Bringing it back to another 1-point game.
Yeah, that hold by DC Shadow brings them within 1, and DC Shadow within 1 coming out on defense on this next point.
And Carolyn Normal able to react very quickly to that defense and go charging down the line. Not an easy throw, tight space throw.
Yeah.
But able to successfully connect and keep her toes in. Layout D on Dawn Colton.
Working that skinny side of the field. Nice shape on that throw to Carolyn Normile.
Immediately recognizing that Carolyn's going. Hopefully ankle. Looks like Blaze is coming in for Lisa. Maybe it's a cramp.
A little bit of a cramp. Getting some assistance from the medical staff.
That would be the best case scenario if it's a cramp. Disc is still in Radiance hands. 2 minutes left in the game. Yes, and this is the 4th quarter, so the minute the clock runs out, the play ends when the disc reaches its destination. So,
and in the last 2 minutes of the game, in the PUL, the clock will stop anytime there's a stoppage of play. So in this situation, there was an injury call, so the clock is going to stop. It gets reset to 2 minutes.
Reset. Annalise making it hard. Still Alex Barnett able to get the reset. Looking again to an open Claire Revere. Looking deep but not throwing it. Looking for another reset. Alex Barnett so good in that tight space. She will get the disc. Claire working hard. Oh!
And it looks like Birdsong maybe tripped up a little bit right before she caught the disc, and she's calling a foul there. Cami Groom not contesting it.
Quick resolution, good spirit.
So there's another stoppage of the clock. So still 1:18 left in this 1-point game. The observer's doing a great job of making sure that the clock is getting reset to the amount of time that the players have to play left in this game.
Erica Birdsong finds her teammate, Alex Barnett. Reset to Ashley Powell. Nice catch. A higher catch, but securely caught. Again, back to Ashley Powell.
Shadow really putting on the pressure, needing to get this block and this point to tie up the game.
Quick throw. Still towing it in. Oh, looks like there was a call. Clock stops again. It looks like there's a substitution.
And the players working through these stoppages.
1 minute left.
And in the 4th quarter, it's going to be a buzzer beater, so every second really counts in this last minute of the game.
Okay, disc is live. Allie Wallace covering Gina Titcomb. These little lofty throws.
And we have another stoppage on the field. Looks like there was a foul call.
58 seconds. 5-8.
The observers and the clock manager here at the game getting a lot of practice, resetting the clock, getting it to the right time.
Claire popping out. Oh, still not in. This is excellent defense from, oh, I think that might have been a stall call.
And looks like the players are talking about it.
Looks like Claire Revere is contesting the stall call, perhaps? Stall, no, stall retracted.
So it looks like Radiance will maintain possession of the disc right outside of the end zone.
That's a Radiance score. Oh, not yet. Oh, my goodness. Now that is a Radiance score with 30 seconds left.
Radiance really performing under pressure with DC Shadow really hunting, putting on a lot of pressure right outside of their end zone line, really keeping their composure, keeping patience, holding, maintaining possession of the disc, and eventually punching it in there, thinking it was a goal and getting another chance, and then punching it in on that next throw.
This makes life difficult, though, for DC Shadow, although game is not over. There's exactly 30 seconds left.
Yeah, with the DC O-line coming out, they're going to have to make this a quick score if they want even a chance of their D-line coming out.
Radiance showing a lot of resilience in that last score, throwing as many throws as needed. That's the luxury of being in the lead.
Definitely. Perfectly content to just pass the ball around, whereas DC doesn't have that luxury on this point. Thinking that Shadow will look for a quick goal here, so they probably have called something on the line.
Yes.
Perhaps looking for a clear trope.
Yes.
Moving towards the end zone.
Oh. So the clock stops while the game is not in play. The moment it's in play, the clock will run. Don Colton staying way back to prevent that large throw. Claire throws it to Ashley Buke, looking for Ashley. Oh, just misses Ashley Buke.
And I'm looking like she was really wishing that she could pull that down.
Yes. That was under a lot of pressure. "15 seconds left in the game.
Now Radiance
really wants to just keep the ball in their hands. Wait for the buzzer.
And there it is. Looks like they're holding on to it, and that's the final buzzer of this semifinal game.
It looks like Raleigh Radiance punches the ticket to the finals tomorrow, 7 p.m. I mean 7 p.m. No, 2 p.m. So Raleigh Radiance will be facing New York Gridlock in the finals.
A really great game. DC Shadow really pushing Radiance to show off their skill, their throwing ability, their athleticism, their defense, and a good game for Radiance to play going into the finals tomorrow.
Yes. It was an excellent game, tight the whole game. Radiance just able to use their reset system to good effect. Ashley Powell rock solid in that position.
had a really fantastic game. Maybe doesn't have a ton of stats from that game, but really was a facilitator and relieved pressure for that offense to be able to maintain possession.
Successfully a relief ball of the whole game. Raleigh Radiance should be very proud of that game. They played a very hard, star-studded Shadow team and used their chemistry. I think similar to Shadow, there's a lot of players who know each other very well on this Raleigh Radiance team.
Yeah.
So. Okay. So this is the discraft play of the game is Erica Birdsong's Sky Catch. Using her height and long arms to maximum effect, jumping at just the right moment, Erica Birdsong comes in with two defenders tight on her tail.
A fantastic play.
So this has got to be a disappointing end for Shadow, but they should be proud of this game too. They played hard, they played well. It's just that a couple of reset errors on DC Shadow's part compared to Raleigh Radiance. What do you think?
Yeah, their offense having a few miscues, a couple of throws that were just high or just far out of the reach of their receiver. I'm sure that they're going to wish that they could take some of those throws back. But a hard-fought game by them on their part, really showing good energy and good fight throughout this entire game.
Okay, it looks like we have a sideline interview with Alex Barnett coming up.
All right, I'm joined here by Alex Barnett. Congratulations on the win. How are you feeling?
Very excited, super excited. Oh my gosh, to come in as the 4th seed and take on the 1 seed and pull it out, like that's so exciting. I'm really stoked.
So, coming out the first half, looks pretty strong. The second half also, you stayed strong. What do you think was, how do you think that second half went?
I mean, obviously it went great. We won. I don't know. I think it's like really cool that we were able to keep the pressure on the whole time. I think that's something that our team has struggled with in the past. Is like we'll come out hot and then or come out cold and then flip back and forth the whole game. Like we almost lost the torch game just because like our focus waned a little bit in the 4th quarter. So it's cool to like come out here and like actually punch it in. That was really cool. Finishing strong.
So going into the game tomorrow against New York Gridlock, what adjustments do you think you're going to make from this last game?
Well, I think that's something that we did throughout the game is just get a little bit more patient and a little bit more like confident. I think that we can totally carry that confidence that we had today just into tomorrow. Just like let it like flow all the way through and just keep working hard. I think that if we can carry that same confidence, like we're so deep, we're so athletic, I think it's going to be hard for any team to run with us.
And then do you have any teammates that you'd like to shout out?
Oh my gosh, I want to shout out all of them, honestly, but I thought Claire Revere is like always talking and like trying to make like the O-line a better place to be, and I think that is really cool. I think that let's see, oh my gosh, Julia Zwerzinski had an incredible game and was like blowing up blocks and playing really good team defense. I think that it's easy for players who are just like doing good things to the team like that to get like maybe overlooked, but like I think it's really exciting that we have a team full of players that are really just working hard to do their job, and that's what makes our team great.
All right, and that's the lowdown. Back to you in the booth.
Okay, so that concludes our game coverage, live game coverage of the second semifinals of the PUL Championship weekend. Raleigh Radiance coming up on top. We have some game highlights coming up for your viewing pleasure. Allison Maddox, great block. Another good block. So a little disappointing for the DC Shadow fans out here, but DC Shadow had a fantastic season.
A great run. And Radiance taking the win
in the second matchup that they have against each other in 2 weeks.
So thinking about there's going to be a battle of the good reset. It's because New York Gridlock was playing very good reset also. But that concludes us. So be sure to join us tomorrow for the final game of the PUL Championship weekend, tomorrow at 2 p.m. here at Carlini Stadium.